girl in that bulletin is wanted for the murder of a child.
Man lost my mom. Then me. Ain't no way he ever given up on finding me.
So your character Ridgway is like a real piece of shit. I don't know how else to explain it, but he is a very bad guy in all standards. How did you play him in a way that wasn't just like, wow, what a jerk, I'm so glad people like that don't exist anymore, and rather as someone who's not wholly eradicated and who is sort of like relatable, not like in spirit, but those guys still exist?
Well, for me, the whole, as much research and reading as I could do about the period wasn't going to bring me to the place where I could do everything I needed to do for Ridgway. And in many ways, we rely on being dressed up and made up just so and put on the right horse. And a lot of that historical stuff is done for us by the incredible infrastructure around the show. What's important for us as actors is to understand the engine of characters and for the writers that have provided us with that foundation. And for Ridgway, to me, it's a man who has grown up realizing his father is deeply ashamed of him and sees him as a failure. He failed to bring up a good person. And I found that really fascinating. And makes him more dangerous in that he's a damaged person in that regard, who's now got a very powerful job of authority. And those people exist, very much exist. When you get a complicated psychological child growing into a man who then becomes a powerful person, it's quite dangerous. And that's the humanity or lack of humanity in Ridgway that I found fascinating. And yet there he has a relationship with a sort of a adopted or fostered child, young black assistant / son, who is he not maybe in some way trying to correct the mistakes of his past by actually subconsciously expressing love and protectiveness. It's a very complicated psychology in him, I think.
It's also interesting to me because he didn't try to find his way back to his dad by going, what is my dad like? I'll do those things. He instead was sort of like seduced by, he was told he was never good at stuff and that he found one thing that he was good at and then sort of went, oh, that thing gives me value in my world and in this life.
Yeah, I do. I think you're right. It's what I loved about the drawing of the character was that he had a father who tried to set him on the right path. And you're right, he got seduced by the trappings of wealth and the trappings of success as he perceived them as a child and went down that path. One of my favorite lines in the show is the scene between Ridgway and his father when the father says to him, I wish I had done more to shape the boy into the man. And I think it's a really great theme of parenthood is that we do have a responsibility to expose our children to hopefully the right ideas and the right things, to set them on the right path, because we can be a part of shaping that future. And that future for that person will spin off and affect all those people around them. I think Cora's life is affected by Ridgway's trying to correct his relationship with his father. His lack of seeing failure as an option is going to make him so determined that that girl's life is in even more danger.
As a parent, that's an interesting way to think about it. Like you're not just raising a kid that can keep themselves alive. You're raising a good citizen. Do you know what I mean? Like you're raising a person that you want to exist in the world.
We're all citizens of the world, yeah, and I think that our actions all affect everyone around us. So I think it is right. You're sending your child out there, they could bounce into and break and affect things positively or negatively. I think it is important to think that way.
Savagery a man is capable of when he believes his cause to be just.